welcome back to more My Hero Academia Season 6. I'm here with my reaction to episode 18. In the last episode, we got the lowdown on Endeavor's past with his family. And I will say, like, watching back through that again, it was hard. It was really hard to see just how toxic he was and the things that he did to his family. And I'm just so glad now that he's kind of realized, but he now has to face the consequence of that, which is Dobby. Yeah. I think it would be nice to have a fight between Todoroki and Dobby, but I feel like it's more sweet if it's Endeavor, because Endeavor made the monster, in my opinion. I feel like, well, it's correct, you know, it's my opinion, but it's correct. It's all Endeavor. This was all his idea. Marrying her in the first place, marrying the mother, was his idea because he wanted the perfect child, like the combination between his quirk and her quirk. And yeah, he just, well, you could kind of say that he was trying to look after Dobby as well. Every time Dobby used his quirk, he hurt himself. And it got to the point where Endeavor was getting kind of like frustrated because he's like, you need to stop this. But the problem is when you throw something at someone for so long and be like, I want this, and then suddenly you're like, nah, actually, don't do that. Obviously, they're going to be a little bit confused. Yeah? So, yeah, Dobby just obviously didn't accept that. And we are where we're at today with revenge. Okay, let's delve on into episode 18.
What happened to everybody else? My friends, my teachers. Please, let them be okay.
Well, that's the thing. He wouldn't have a clue at this point.
My apologies. The timing's not ideal.
Fate has brought us here.
Oh, please. It's just bad luck this is happening now.
Imagine having a quirk, but you're sharing it or sharing your thoughts with like all of these people. I hope they get on.
They're in my dreams again.
Well, it's interesting that there's 2 seats empty there, but the 2 of them were standing facing the wall. Reminds me of being bad in high school. Did that happen? I don't remember, actually, if I was ever told to face the wall. Seems like something that would have happened to me, though. Now, don't forget, if you want to watch this unedited with me, to head on over to my website, suzylu.co.uk, or my Patreon, which the link is in the description.
When my brother forcibly pulled us into the battle earlier, we gained even more freedom. It's now far easier for us to appear before you.
Don't you worry. We'll still give you plenty of privacy if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, I hope so. There are those moments, you know, when you're on the toilet, you're kissing a girl.
What do you want to talk about? Dang! I can almost understand what you're saying.
Allow me to explain.
This guy looks unique. Okay. It's gonna be interesting learning about everybody and their quirk. Well, when they had the quirk, you know what I mean.
According to All Might, the fourth wielder's quirk was the ability to sense danger.
It was kind of a shock, to be honest.
I'm sorry.
Strange that I didn't sense you'd be using danger sense, since it is my quirk.
Makes a lot of sense.
I don't like his quirk. It's like someone stabbing you in the brain and you're like, ah, stop that.
I knew you were 40. Of course.
All Might didn't mention specifics in his notes. Actually, I'm pretty sure he crossed out the important details.
We discovered I died of old age.
But you were 40? That's nothing. Life starts at 40.
For 18 years, I spent my days training and building up the power as best I could, avoiding All for One. I always knew I didn't stand a chance of defeating him myself, so I figured the best thing I could do was improve the quirk for its next user.
That's really smart, actually.
The natural causes that killed me were due to the multiple quirks inside my body. They drastically shortened my lifespan.
Wait a minute. Does that mean that Midoriya might die really, really young?
That the consciousness of every wielder after me lived on because their quirk factors were added to my one for all. Yagi being the exception. With no quirk of his own, he's the only user who gained a vestige through One For All itself.
So does that kind of mean that it's better then to give it to someone who has no quirk at all?
Yagi was able to use One For All over the course of 40 years because his vessel was empty at first. My cultivated power fit perfectly, and it became his true quirk.
So it lasted for longer on someone that had nothing there. Gotcha.
You could pass it on to another quirkless person, but they're like an endangered species, few and far between these days. It's not something we could have known in the beginning. We learned this over generations of observation.
Yeah, I don't feel like All Might did this on purpose to harm Midoriya in any way.
You get what this means, kid? You might be the last person who wields One For All.
Well, I mean, not if All For One has anything to do with it. He might steal it.
Izuku, tell us, can you kill Tomura Shigaraki?
Well, you know, maybe in a year's time. We need a bit of planning on this one. He seems to be a lot stronger.
When you saw that boy's face, you thought he looked as though he was asking for help, didn't you?
He wasn't asking for help.
But in that moment, it didn't seem like he wanted to be saved. Even as he suffered in front of us, those terrible eyes held nothing but hatred.
Yep, 100%.
It's disgraceful that I failed to achieve my goal, and now have to rely on a 16-year-old. However, if that monster manages to fully awaken, no one will be able to stop him.
That's what I'm saying. You can't feel sorry for Shigaraki at this point. You have to kill him.
So if you think he looked like he wanted to be saved, ask yourself, in the end, will you have the resolve necessary to kill him?
You need to answer this question with a yes. I will do it.
I know how hard he focuses on his dream. Yet in the depths of that hatred, I could sense a lost child.
Oh no, don't show me the dog scene again. I can't deal with the dog scene.
The thing is, I never found out why they ended up becoming villains. What caused all their anger. If I had known, maybe things would have been different.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, villains are still just people. And maybe who are we to decide what's the right side and what's the wrong side?
It's evolved into something else thanks to what you've done.
He finally has a
One For All has
voice!
taken on another purpose in this world.
Ooh.
And I get that the only way to stop him might be to kill him, but
I want to save that little kid!
Oh, Midoriya. Do you know what? I take back what I said. Midoriya, never change. Never change.
Gran Torino is alive. When you wake up, tell him I said hello.
Oh, don't. Stop it. You're killing me. Everything I've watched today has killed me.
We were still blessed with the most amazing students.
You two better start helping out. You can't just ignore us. We need your cooperation.
I know. Stop staring at the wall, please. Turn around and be a part of this. Oh, I'm actually like... I'm in bits right here. Midoriya is just so perfect.
Exact details may be hazy, but the information is flowing through me. You were once quirkless, and now look at you.
Now he's gonna be the biggest hero in the world.
This is about Midoriya, and One For All. A hero from the raid heard something about it on the radio, then mentioned it to reporters.
Oh, we're just not ready to give all this information out yet.
And these two aren't the types to back down. We should talk somewhere private. I'll tell you everything.
Whoa. Well, I feel like now is the time. It's gotta come out now, because the world is going to ruin.
They want to believe heroes have integrity. To feel their protectors did nothing wrong. People want to feel safe. They need somebody to put their faith in.
At the end of the day, as soon as Endeavor actually gets out there and starts helping again, they'll be on our side. They will. They're just scared at the moment.
Endeavor talked to the press at length about his family's ugly past and asked the world to forgive him.
Oh man, that's the end of his pro career.
What a terrible father.
Dude, he should have denied it.
What would you have done? Would you have denied it?
The League member known us twice. I thought I had no other choice but to keep him out of the fight. If he had activated his quirk, the damage would have been unimaginably worse than it already was. I did want to bring him in for his crimes.
It's not great what we did, but in the same breath, can you imagine if he was allowed to activate his quirk?
I don't think you understand how much you screwed up. It was the villains who did this, sure, but the only reason they were able to wreak havoc on such a scale is because of your mistakes.
If we stood up here crying and carrying on, would that make your mother better?
Huh? No, of course it wouldn't. But you could do something besides talk.
Okay, so if we didn't stand here and we just weren't here and we went somewhere else, would you be happy? No.
We'd like to announce that starting today, UA High and other schools with hero courses will be designated as emergency shelters. There should be plenty of space in these facilities for anyone who is scared or seeking protection. Families of enrolled students are already moving into these buildings.
Oh, Midoriya's mom is going in there.
Our champions are at a crossroads. If a hero is someone people know they can call on when they need help, then the heroes disappeared that day. Even so, there are those still willing to fight.
Yeah, we're still willing to do everything that we can. God, sometimes dealing with the public is a nightmare.
I had a letter from Midoriya on my door!
Yeah, we know. Us too. What is this?
All for one? The villains are after him?
Doesn't make any sense.
Wow, so he actually told everyone.
It's time for you and the rest of our class to know everything. So I'm writing letters to try and explain. My quirk is a power passed on to me from All Might. The last thing I want to do is put others in danger. And it's dangerous to be near me. So I'm leaving UA.
Whoa! What? You are not! Really?
You idiot. If heroes are those who don't hesitate to take the hardest path, then who will be willing to follow them when they're suffering?
Oh my god. I can't believe it's all come out!
Deku left our hero academy.
No! After everything!
Looks like a huge villain.
Ah! What the hell? The final act begins! Oh my god, I can't believe he left! That's devastating! I can't believe that for 6 seasons, we've managed to keep everything hush-hush. And now he's been forced to come out about everything. Oh, I'm like completely just... I'm really upset because that's his buddies. Class 1A, man. That's his buddies. Where was Kachan? He wasn't there. Like, everyone was getting the letter and everyone was reading it, but Kachan wasn't even there. So was he with Midoriya? While he was having to announce everything? Like, what was he doing? Oh man, this is insane. Well, is there any more episodes? There has to be more episodes, right? There has to be, like, this final act. I need to see it. Oh, it's crazy. There's no way in hell that his classmates are gonna let him go off and be by himself. There's no way. Because we know how this goes. Okay, I have to wait and see if there's anything after this song. Okay, I haven't watched it, but it says, here's the preview. So there must be something else after this. Okay. It's only 18 episodes, actually. We're on episode 18. Usually there's a lot more than that. Freaking out. Totally freaking out. What a good episode. What a sad episode, but a good episode. Oh, I love this show. Season 6 is like the best season of My Hero, and I'm really happy watching it. Yay! Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye!